They call me the barefoot doctor of the mountains. I was born in the concrete veins of New York City, where medicine moves fast and people walk faster. But I've spent the last 4 decades here in Japan, where healing is slow, deliberate, and deeply respectful of the body's signals. And over those years, if there's one condition I've seen rob more dignity, disrupt more sleep, and slowly erode the joy of walking, it's varicose veins. Not heart attacks, not diabetes, not even cancer, but aching, throbbing, heavy legs. Blue rivers twisting beneath thin skin. 20, 30 years of pain, swelling, embarrassment, and frustration. So today, I want to tell you a story. Not about medicine, but about healing. Real, lasting, functional. Because yes, there is a treatment for varicose veins that actually works. And I saw it bring a woman named Misako back to life. The teacher who could no longer stand. Misako was a retired schoolteacher. She had taught 3rd grade in Kyoto for nearly 40 years, stood in front of blackboards, led children on field trips, and walked to work through every season of her life. But when I met her at age 72, she was confined to a recliner, her legs wrapped in compression sleeves, her feet swollen, her calves mottled with bulging, purple veins that pulsed with every beat of her tired heart. "Sensei," she said softly, "I've been in pain for 20 years. She tried everything. Creams, supplements, stockings, elevating her legs. Nothing worked. At night, her legs ached like fire. In the morning, they were stiff like iron. Walking to the mailbox felt like climbing Mt. Fuji. And the worst part? No one believed her. "They say it's cosmetic," she whispered. "But it's not just ugly. It's unbearable." That's when I told her something I rarely say. "You can get better. I've seen it." She looked at me with tears in her eyes. "Will you help me?" I nodded. And together, we began the journey. Understanding the real cause of varicose veins. Most people think varicose veins are just about poor circulation. That's only half the truth. The real problem lies in valve failure. Inside your leg, veins are small, one-way valves that keep blood moving upward, against gravity, back to your heart. But over time, due to age, prolonged standing, obesity, pregnancy, or genetics, these valves weaken. When they fail, blood flows backward and pools in the veins. This creates pressure, swelling, bulging, inflammation, pain, cramping. Over time, the veins stretch and twist and the problem becomes visible. And if you don't address it at the root, the symptoms will only worsen. That's what happened to Misako. But that's also where her healing began. The 5-step approach that healed Misako's legs. I didn't give Misako a magic pill. What I gave her was a system rooted in science, tradition, and habit. And within 6 months, she walked into my clinic unassisted. Smiling, standing, glowing. Here's exactly what we did. 1. Leg elevation, the ancient technique that works. Misako had tried elevating her legs before, but only at night, and often for short periods. We changed that. 3 times a day, I asked her to lie flat on her back and raise her legs against the wall at a 90-degree angle. Just 10 minutes per session. This position, called Viparita Karani in yoga, does more than rest the legs. It reverses venous pressure, reduces pooling in the lower limbs, encourages lymphatic drainage, relaxes the nervous system. Within 1 week, her nighttime cramping reduced. Within a month, her swelling decreased by 30%. It wasn't new. It was just done correctly and consistently. 2. The miracle of horse chestnut extract. I had seen this herb used by monks in the mountains for generations. But modern science now confirms it. Essin, the active compound in horse chestnut, strengthens capillary walls, reduces inflammation, and improves venous tone. Multiple studies show reduction in leg pain, heaviness, and itching, improvement in edema, swelling, fewer night cramps, and visible vein reduction. I started Misako on 100 milligrams standardized horse chestnut extract, twice daily. After 3 weeks, she called me. "I walked to the temple this morning," she said. "First time in 5 years." 3. Cold water immersion, the forgotten ritual. Every morning, Misako soaked her legs in a cold water bath for 35 minutes. Cold exposure constricts blood vessels, reducing swelling, stimulates circulation once the body rewarms, tones vein walls, and reduces fatigue. In Japanese mountain villages, Elders often bathe their legs in cold springs before tending rice fields. I've seen men in their 80s walk barefoot across gravel because their legs are so well-conditioned. Cold water is not punishment. It's purification. Misako hated it at first. But after 2 weeks, she said, it's like my legs wake up again. 4. Foods that heal veins. You are what your blood flows through, and that flow is controlled by what you eat. I placed Misako on a simple, vein-loving diet. Beets improve nitric oxide, which opens vessels. Buckwheat tea, rich in rutin, strengthens capillary walls. Dark berries, packed with anthocyanins to repair vessel lining. Garlic and onions, natural anti-inflammatories. Leafy greens and sesame, rich in magnesium, which relaxes vessels and prevents spasms. We removed refined sugar, excess salt, deep-fried foods, processed meats. Her afternoon energy doubled. Her morning stiffness vanished. You mean food can do this? She asked. Yes, I said. Food is not medicine. Food is life. 5. Movement, but the right kind. Misako had been told to stay off her feet. Bad advice. Immobility worsens varicose veins. What you need is gentle, rhythmic movement to pump the calf muscles and assist venous return. We designed a daily routine. 15 minutes of slow walking every morning. Ankle pumps while seated. Toe lifts and heel raises during television. Deep belly breathing 5 minutes before bed. Your legs don't just carry you, these circulate you. Her gait improved. Her posture straightened. Her pain dropped by half. Not by magic. By motion. Scientific summary. What we know works. Everything I've just described is backed by scientific literature. A 2010 meta-analysis published in Phytomedicine confirmed horse chestnut extract as a safe, effective treatment for chronic venous insufficiency. The European Journal of Vascular and Endovascular Surgery supports leg elevation and cold water therapy as first-line treatments. Nutrients like magnesium, rutin, and anthocyanins have been shown to improve microvascular function and reduce oxidative damage to veins. Moderate, consistent movement activates the calf muscle pump, the single most important driver of upward blood flow in the legs. This is not guesswork. This is science and tradition working together. Misako's transformation. 6 months later, Misako no longer wore compression sleeves. She stood to cook. She walked the garden paths again. She returned to tutoring children in her neighborhood. Most importantly, she no longer feared her own legs. I thought my veins would be my ending, she said. But they became the start of something new. Her veins didn't disappear entirely. But the pain, the heaviness, the shame, gone. After 20 years, gone. Final words from Dr. Raymond Kondo. If you live with varicose veins, if your legs throb at night, if they swell after sitting, if you feel heavy with every step, I want you to know something. It doesn't have to stay this way. You are not broken. Your legs are not cursed. And this is not your destiny. Healing is not always fast, but it is possible. Listen to your body. Elevate, nourish, move. And most of all, believe that even after decades of pain, you still deserve to walk with ease, dignity, and joy. If this story inspired you, helped you, or reminded you of your own strength, please like this video, comment below with what you'll start doing today, and subscribe to the channel for more timeless, truth-filled health wisdom from a doctor who still believes in the long, slow miracle of healing.